Hello, everybody. I am just finishing getting everything set up. Uh, should be just a moment or two before I'm ready to go. Those of you on Facebook, feel free to watch me on Twitch. As always, everything ends up there anyway. There we go. Should be live. There we go. Sorry if you were sideways earlier, Facebook people. Hey, Mariko. I see you. I'm going to be working on this guy. I I have kind of missed this guy actually. Um, and as always, my friendly admins will let me know if my audio is wonky again. This is the first stream from the new computer, which is like right over there. I would show you, but I'd have to move cameras, and that's more work. um, So yeah, first stream from the new computer. So I only have the one camera right now because obviously there's no webcam built into the desktop I just built. So I gotta get some new cameras. That's in the works. But for now, um, cool, awesome. Weirdo says that audio sounds good. I think I've got the hang of this. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on this guy. Like I was saying, my Star-Lord helmet. My good friend Americo is one of the people who has one of the 5 existing Star-Lord helmets that I made and painted and finished. If you haven't seen the pictures of this, there is an entire album on Facebook, and I believe yes, I have one on soloroboto.com as well. Each of them is a little bit different because all the weathering and everything is done by hand. But we're going to swap out these lenses today. I couldn't quite figure out exactly how they did it in the movie. I got very close, but someone that I actually met after I did this goes by the name Risu, R-I-S-U, on the RPF. Go ahead and look him up. He makes kits for the lenses for Star-Lord helmets, and he sells them for mine. He actually has a couple of my helmets, and he sent me a set. So we're going to be replacing Americo's because the system that I came up with looks great from the outside. I went with the straight red lenses and white lights on the inside. There you go. Which looks pretty good on the floor, and that way if flash, if your lights are off or flash photography or anything, the red always shows up. But to make sure you don't see your eyes, I was trying to figure out what to do with the back. So I used mirrored tint, which was actually not the right way to go. You get that infinity look, which is not quite right. And it also means that looking through it, you're looking through tint and then red, and you're not quite blind, but you definitely cannot see very well. So, first thing, if you've never seen this before, this is how I finish my helmets. It's magnets and flanges, the same system that I use on Winter Soldier. I did that whole live stream about a month and a half ago on adding in the fiberglass flanges to that. So there's the magnets on this half, corresponding ones in the flange there. And there you go. And it's strong enough to basically, this will stay on the head just like that. You don't need any straps or anything. Americo has been wearing this for, what, a year and a half? Going on 2 years now? Without anything extra. And he's gotten pretty comfortable in it, I think. So, these are actually the thing that I learned to do the flanges on with Star-Lord. So anyway, I don't need the back right now. So that's going to go away. So we have to take out the mess that I made with these lenses first. And normally what I would do to get rid of hot glue is just dump a bunch of rubbing alcohol on it. But in this case, I worry about it'll take off some of the paint because a lot of the paint here is acrylic. So I'm just going to try and brute force these out but not break anything. Fortunately, I think one of these has already started to come loose. So you can see my system was simply lens in the front, mirror or window screen behind it to make that grid. So that grid is in there. You can not quite see it. As these eyes have this this grid on the inside. So, and then just use the lights as a spacer. So again, I used white lights and clear lenses on the back that I mirrored. Risu's solution, which is actually much smarter and accurate to the film, is if you ever see one of the screen-used ones in person, they have this weird blue cast to the lenses, which is very strange. I might still have to get a little bit of alcohol to get this out. So they look blue when the lights are off, which is weird. And it's because the smart thing to do is you put clear lenses in the front, the lights in the middle, and then blue lenses on the back. And the blue lenses actually will filter out the red light, so you use red LEDs in the middle. And the blue will filter out the red, and the person wearing it won't see the light at all, basically. Because science. Yeah, I'm going to grab some rubbing alcohol real quick and try and be real careful with it. See if I can have all these windows open at once and not destroy things. So far, so good. So, oh man, so far the new computer is much happier. I don't know if you guys can see it on your end, but I know it's still a crummy little 720p camera. But we're actually running at HD, HD 720 resolution for the first time ever. My laptop couldn't handle that. And so far, the new computer is not even blinking, which is that's kind of the point. That was good. So I don't know if you guys are watching on. Is this still good? Maybe. Yes, it's a little pipette. Oh, what was that? Oh, thanks, guys. Punished Props hosting us over on their channel. Thanks, Bill and Britt. Yeah, I wonder if see, I know they had their stream should be actually finishing up around now. I did not get a chance to take a look at that today, unfortunately. I was fighting my other what was my main computer, my laptop, that I thought was dying, which prompted this whole build, and then I thought it got fixed. It is dying again. So I'm down to just the computer in the garage. Oh, thanks for following. And once again, for those of you over on the Facebook side of things, I am also streaming on Twitch right now. But if you hear me mentioning things like hosting and names that you do not see in Facebook chat, that's what's going on. I'm talking to people on a different platform, one that is a little bit nicer to me. So what I'm doing right now is just using good old-fashioned rubbing alcohol, because standard rubbing alcohol will cause hot glue to loosen up and let go of things. So all I have to do is just be careful that I don't dump so much in here that it like runs out the lenses and melts my paint out here. But yeah, I know 720 HD, right? Big league stuff. Oh, I don't like what I was saying. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but over on Patreon, we just passed the first goal of $100. Actually, well on the way to the next goal of $250 a month. So thank you everyone on Patreon. You guys are amazing. Because as soon as we hit $250 a month, I can buy new cameras. Since that is the goal there. Alright, so there's my incredibly high-tech way of making a black grid behind lenses. Plastic window screen. Super fancy, I know. Don't need that anymore. Trying to keep up with Facebook chat as best as I can. Oh, thanks, Robert. It was really nice meeting people up in Seattle. I had a really good time at Emerald City. I got to talk to a ton of people up there, which is easily one of my favorite things about going to conventions. So there we go. These lenses pop out pretty easy. Laser cut red acrylic. Because I designed my helmet. So there's actually a lip here. In the film, there's a slight lip, and I think all the lenses sit in from the back. But it was the original plan, but ended up working out perfectly well to do it the way that I do now, which is this back part doesn't have to be perfect because these lenses will just sit right in there, sit on that lip. Thank you for following. Always much appreciated. Let's see if this alcohol's loosened this guy up. But yeah, Patreon's going well. I'm highly suspicious that a large part of that is due to the giveaway that I've decided to do this month. I am taking a lead from my friend Tom Wall over in the UK, Sorenzo Props. And I'm going to be doing a monthly giveaway every month on Patreon. And the way it works, every $1 you pledge is a ticket, basically. It's an entry. So $5, 5 tickets, $10, 10. So anybody can enter, anyone can win, it's totally random. I will literally be putting names into a hat and drawing it live so you can watch it on stream, see who wins. And this month I'm giving away a Winter Soldier arm. I'm going to start out right now, it's just a Winter Soldier kit. Which I still sell those for $300 a piece. But if we can hit $600 between now and the end of the month, I will upgrade that to a chrome finished kit. So, oh, I should probably mention that that's also running on Twitch. So every $1 you tip on Twitch counts as an entry. I'll keep track of all those. You get entered into the drawing, same as everyone else. There's a little button somewhere right down there. There we go. Really good at pointing. Ah, that's when the whole thing popped out. Nice. So every $1 you pledge or tip on Twitch is an entry, and for this month only, Patreon donations count double. So every $1 on Patreon is 2 entries. So $1, 2 entries, $10, 20 entries, $50, 100. Ah, I didn't even notice. That's Brit. Thanks for hopping in. I don't know why I'm cleaning this up. I don't need these. Oh, and apparently the other lens fell out when I wasn't looking. So, alright. Now, I made all this wiring excessively complicated so that each of these ran as the whole thing ran as a single circuit. It's not actually that complicated, but I have a hard time wrapping my brain around wiring diagrams. So, I don't need any of these, I just need this, because I want to leave the battery and the switch that I already have in place. But I am going to pop the battery out so I don't fry anything on accident. And yes, my little 12-volt battery cage. You can get these. Most LEDs run on 12-volt batteries. These are camera batteries, I believe. They come in 12 volts. They last quite a while. I just velcroed it in place so that you could get to the battery cage a little easier. So alcohol is done. That made that a lot easier. So now I just have to unsolder all this. Little helping hands, guys. And oh, right. Soldering makes really wonderful smells. Really super healthy, good for you smoke. Especially if you're using, I'm not sure if my solder is actually lead free. I think it's old enough that it doesn't say. Although it is from California, so it's probably safe. But I need to get more. I'm almost out. So normally I would wear a respirator with this, but I'm just setting up a fan. I just put a fan right over there, so I'm blowing air across. That should work pretty well. Okay, so basic plan here is to remove these. So this is, I'm gonna get rid of my cobbled together version. This is what you get if you buy the kit from Risu for my helmet. The kit you get for my helmet is a little different than the one that you get for other people's. He makes them for 3 or 4 different builders on the RPF. Most of the time, what he started out doing was, because everybody makes these eyes a little bit different. So he started out actually modeling the eyes and then scaling them to fit each helmet that he was making them for. So he would 3D print the eyeball, the little eye sockets, mount all the lenses and ship it as a unit, basically. So he would plop in the whole thing. I was very happy when I messaged him a couple weeks ago about getting these. I asked if he could send me just the lenses so I could replace just the lenses and not paint anything, because America needs to be wearing this on Saturday for Free Comic Book Day. And he said that with my helmet he actually never made eyes, because all you have to do is what I did. Just Dremel it out from the back and drop the lenses in themselves. So if you buy this for, say, well, he makes them, I think he makes 3 or 4 different versions. Mine was the most recent. If you buy a kit from Risu, you'll get these lenses plus the eyes plus the lights, and you just replace the whole thing, so you would cut this whole thing out. I know everybody's made these a little bit different. I think the most common way is to use PVC. I turned mine on a lathe out of a resin blank, and then cast up multiple copies and plopped them in there so they'd all be the same, to get all the bevels and everything. I think mine are actually still a little bit small. Somebody that I know has a kit of my helmet who is currently working on Guardians 2, and he's literally sitting 5 feet away from the screen-used hero version of this. So he brought my kit in one day to put it in side by side so you can actually compare. I've been meaning to call him, and I've heard secondhand that it's really close. I've got a couple of things that I guess are just a little off. I think my grill is a little bit wider because of the pictures that I had, and my eyes are a little small. And there's a couple other little proportional things, but otherwise, he says it's really, really close. I desperately want to see a photo of that. So, the way this works is Risu has, let's see if you can see that there, laser etched the grid onto the front lenses, and I'll put that etching on the inside. And what he did that's really smart is, I wouldn't have thought of this, instead of, he didn't etch the lines, he etched the space between them. Because basically the way light works with acrylic is all of the frosted part, the etched part, will actually catch the light and glow, and in between won't, which means that the squares in between will look red and the grid will look blank. And when you hold it up to your eyeball, it's basically like looking through a window screen. You can see straight through it. And then we put blue lenses behind that, so we go white lens, lights, blue lens, and the blue will block the light. So the blue is a lot easier to see through than the red. So that's what we're putting in here. I want to make sure that I've got this wiring figured out first. Because like I said, wiring, not my strong suit. Let's see. Alright, so, well, first thing I should do, before I lose my train of thought completely, is take this out and get all this stuff unsoldered so that I don't have lights. So these lights need to go away. My lights are white, and the new ones will be red. So I've got my soldering gun warming up over here. Please, no critique of my horrible soldering methods. It's taken me a very long time to get even halfway decent at this. And I would not say I'm good at it by any stretch. But it gets the job done, and that is what matters. Ugh, that's a mess. Alright. Hot glue needs to go. This might get a little messy. There's the soldering shit. There we go. So I thought also melt hot glue. Smoke is why the fan is on. Okay. You can let go. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I bought new actual wire strippers a while ago. I haven't had a chance to use them yet. I used to just have these for my wire strippers. They're completely functional, really hard to use, and they pinch your fingers a whole lot right there. Very dangerous. Not in the sense like this end, but just because they're so cheap. But I had them, so I used them. I decided to splurge on an $8 pair of wire cutters. I was really excited. This is actually kind of a big deal. How we doing out there, Facebook people? You all live too? Again, it's a little harder for me to watch the Facebook chat on my monitor. Sometimes it doesn't like to refresh, and I can't watch it on the phone and be under the phone at the same time. So if you want to hop over to Twitch, the link is down there in the comments. Twitch.tv/SoloRoboto. Facebook also likes to sometimes just cut off the chat at half an hour. Or not the chat, the video at about 30 minutes. It didn't do that last time, but no guarantees. So if I disappear for some reason, check the clock. It might have been half an hour and they may have just turned me off. In which case, just hop to Twitch, and I will still be there. So, I need to I believe what I want to do with these is just run them in parallel. Like that. And just run one side to each and call it a day. And that should work. I just have to figure out which side of this is positive and which is negative. We'll see if I did it correct. So this side should be negative, so this should be positive. I try to at least mostly color code things, but it doesn't always work. Alright, these are small enough. I think I'm actually just going to solder these together. Oops, good start. Definitely a good start. I'm just going to pre-solder each half of these. There we go. I attempt to not burn myself while I do this. That happens more, well, actually, I'm going to say more often than I'd like to admit, but I think, I was going to say recently it's been pretty good, but I haven't done a lot of soldering recently. Although when I was doing soldering, doing all the lighting on Kit's Tron Siren dress, I redid a lot of the lighting on that. That's because we had, we learned a lot as we went, so there was a lot to sort of alter. That was a lot of soldering, and I think I only burned myself maybe once. Ow. Oh, popping my knees. Been really stiff. Been a lot more time sitting recently because of computer junk. Oh, I see somebody on Facebook just asked me a couple minutes ago if I'll be updating my kit. No, I currently do, well, I shouldn't say that flat out. I currently do not have plans to change the kit. You are free to buy the lenses that I'm using right now directly from the guy that makes them. He sells them for, I think it's under $30, I believe. It's really affordable when he'll mail them directly to you. I will, before too long, I've been meaning to do it for a very long time. I've just been very bad about actually doing it. There is an amazing painter based out of New York who has painted up one of my helmets. And that's what he does. He does finish work. And I've been meaning for ages to actually work out a deal with him to have my helmets finished. And we had a long conversation ages ago about how to do it, and I walked him through exactly how I finished mine. He bought the same eye kit from Risu, this one that I'm using, and taught him how to do the flanges and everything, and sent him all of my reference of the hero helmets that I got at Comic-Con a couple of years ago. And he painted it up just like the hero ones in the film, like every bit as good as mine. There we go. Red lights. Hooray, I did it right. Not sure. Oop. Sorry, I was broke connection. I don't know if you guys see that. They're glowing. Oh, I keep bumping connections. Come on, camera, you can see it. There they are. It's dim. I think this battery is dying. Might need a new battery. Alright. Pop that guy back out for safety. Not that I'm gonna like hurt myself, but I always worry about voltages and batteries and stuff. Cool. So that works. But I've been wanting to. We talked about it, and then I got incredibly busy, and things just went by the wayside, which was my mistake, my fault. I've been meaning to get back in touch with him and offer finished versions of my helmet that I would basically supply him with the kit, and then he would finish it. So you would just pay me, and we would send it off, or I would send it off, and you would get a painted, finished helmet in a couple months' time, possibly less. He was really quick, also, which is nice. But as far as the kits that I offer, I currently do not have plans to change it right away. I may, at some point, now that I also have access to a laser cutter through my friend Frankie Polito. I have debated. There's no reason I technically couldn't make the same lenses that you see here. I just have to pattern them out, cut them, and etc., etc. But I could technically do it. Although Risu's, got a fine job and he's already got it set up, so I'm not inclined to step on his toes that way. I'm more inclined to just leave it be. Hopefully that answers your question if you're still there. I'm not sure when that question came in. I think that was Keith. Hopefully I answered your question, Keith. So, personally, not right away. That doesn't mean it's totally out of the question. I expect when we get much closer to Guardians 2, I may have a different opinion on the matter as more interest comes in. But currently, everything I'm doing is Winter Soldier. It's all Winter Soldier this month, just like last month. Chet is a little quiet today. It comes and goes, I think. I don't know. Moo hasn't had to yell at anybody yet, so, which is actually kind of surprising. I wonder if my settings are still right. I don't know what that means. Excuse me. I'm looking at stuff again. New computer, all those settings and everything changed. So, let's see here. Hopefully stuff is working as it should. Seems like it is, for the most part. I mean, Moo is still around. So don't worry. Anyway. We'll see if I missed anything later. Currently, I don't think I need Moo to yell at anybody. Said she only ever yells at Weirdo anyway. Just kind of pointless now that Weirdo's an admin, so. Moderator. Moderator. My poor little helping hands things are not as strong as they probably once were. Well, that is a really bad weld. And yes, I just called it a weld. Technically, I think it is. I think. It's welding with solder. Seems functional. Let's make sure this still works. Aww. You guys have bunnies where you live. Yay, there we go. Alright. I have lights. Maybe if I turn this overhead light off. Sorry, shake everyone. Nope, there's the automatic light correction. Darn you, technology. There you go, you can kind of see that. They are red, I swear. Cool, LEDs. Woo. Ah, someone commenting on my sweet chiptunes music in the background. Oop, I can turn that off. I have been steadily working on building a library of royalty-free music so that I can actually play music and not worry about Twitch or YouTube yelling at me about it later. I was just for a long time streaming directly from YouTube, but realized that streaming up and down at the same time maybe not my best plan. So I've been trying to get a collection of stuff. And interestingly enough, the chiptune stuff, I'm laughing at disapproving rabbit. I can picture exactly what that looks like. Yeah, the chiptune stuff is actually some of the most consistently like palatable and good when you get like a whole album. Everything else you kind of, or most other things I've found so far, you have to kind of get like a song at a time, and ain't nobody got time for that. So, just chopping away some of the melted plastic on the wiring here so I can try and get this heat shrink in place. Because it is really small, and like I said, I'm not great at soldering. So it's not exactly lining up clean. And since this is going on somebody's face, and all helmets always, everywhere, forever, get sweaty. All of them. If anyone tells you they have a helmet that they do not sweat in at all, they're a liar. Even my Ant-Man is possibly the most comfortable helmet I've ever worn, other than the fact that it sits on the bridge of my nose. Because the padding is starting to get a little worn out after 2 years. Other than that, my Ant-Man helmet is really comfortable. And it's because it's metal on the outside, it's chrome. So it transfers heat super well. And the open face on it helps it not get all sweaty. I think it's mainly that it must transfer heat really well, because my Spartan helmet from 300 is open in the front as well, and if I wear that for a few hours, I won't feel hot, but I will start to feel sweat drip out of the nose and off the cheeks onto my shoulders. Oh, Mr. Freeze puns. So terribly good. You just have to imagine it all in Arnold's voice, too. Alright, so, cool. I have lights. Time to glue some things in place. Got some more of this glue. America also got a couple extra things I didn't do in some of the other helmets. Like, not sure how else it'll show up on camera, but here you can kind of see. There we go. Look real careful. We actually went back and cut holes in the grill here. Some of these, so that at least a little bit of air would pass through. There you go. Try and make it fog up a little bit less. One of the things that somebody else did, the guy, Risu, who made the lenses, he actually went back and cut these out, drilled through it, because it is hollow on the inside, basically. So he cut that out completely and replaced it with screen with actual mesh. So that's breathable, which is a really good idea. But yeah, the Ant-Man helmet, at least my Ant-Man helmet, does fit a little on the small side. Although it's pretty easy to tweak, doesn't take too much work. Alright, so I need to pull up. Ooh, let's see if I have it on this computer yet. Probably not. So I need my phone. Here's a phone. Hopefully stuff's on here. Need to go to source for, because the grid on these eyes is not perfectly vertical, it's not square, it's off slightly. So I need to go to my photos from the source material and see what that looks like. Which should be as soon as this phone will go. It's probably been hibernating for a while. Let's see. Old references. There we go. It's like my Ant-Man helmet was made for ants. Alright, Star-Lord, where are you? These are things that would be much more exciting if I had done them before, so I could just keep working. So sorry for that. I guess I can turn this fan off, not be cold. Okay. There is one from the front. These are ones that somebody else took. Where are the photos that I took? Here in LA, we're lucky we have these theaters called ArcLight Cinemas, and they tend to get screen-used costumes. That they have on display, so you can actually go look at stuff. We just started reading chat on the Twitch side, saying they were having a lot of buffering issues. Oh, we are dropping a lot more frames than we were. Was better earlier. It's gone up a bit though, which could be a buffering issue. Sorry everybody, that's a lot. Yeah, it's a little rough. I noticed actually now it's way higher than it was before. I'm gonna try closing out some apps and see if I can help that situation a little bit. So give me a second. Facebook, I'm just gonna apologize. I won't be able to see chat from you anymore. Let's see if we can get that to drop down a little bit. Because it's pretty high. I'm up to 16% on my end. So apologies for that, everybody. We started out doing so well. And obviously, you guys are a little further behind. Or I'm behind. 60-second delay. There's a difference. There we go. There we go. That's the image I was looking for. Because it's got that.
The stream's being put.
I was just reading. Yeah.
Eventually it'll pop up me saying, I don't think he's seeing any of this.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I get the chat in real time.
Oh, that's right. You have the other monitor.
You guys just get the...
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the chat in real time. You just don't hear me respond to it for like a minute. Yeah, I don't know why it's... Because we started out like it shows me dropped frames, which I think is a good indicator of the buffering. We started out with like almost none.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the signal going out with how much it's trying to do, or if it's the internet. I gotta look into it more.
Yeah, I turned my phone off. Well, I put it on airplane mode because I can't actually turn it off.
Yeah.
That's not possible.
So yeah, I'm not sure why it's gone up so much. It could just be the internet. I'll have to look into which one it is.
Okay.
But the only thing I could do to change anything now would be to kill the stream and come back.
Mm.
So I'm not that far off. So.
Okay. Just wanted
Yeah.
to know in case,
Thank you.
If I turned off devices, it would help.
Yeah. Probably not.
Also, that blue thing in the background looks totally awesome. I don't know if you've told people about it, but I'm just going to tell you that blue thing is really cool looking.
Yeah. I will mention that in a little bit.
Yeah. Surprise blue thing that I can see, you all can't.
There's some cool stuff behind me that I should actually talk about, which I will in just a minute.
Gotta stick around to the end, right? Donate to the Patreon. Bye!
Thanks, baby. Oh, hi there, A-OK. I was actually talking about this a little bit probably before you came in. And again, apologies to everyone for any buffering issues. I have to look into what's causing it, if it's our internet or if it's my computer. I really don't think it's the computer, I think it's something else. I am on Wi-Fi downstairs in the garage, the router upstairs, so there could be issues there. But to answer the question of if this is unique or one-off piece, and if I finish kits of it, currently, no. I only sell kits of the Starlord helmet. There has been a back burner plan to work with a gentleman out of New York who does amazing finishing work. But I let it go by the wayside for way too long, and we had been meaning to sort of partner up so I would provide him with kits that he would then finish. Oh, thanks for following. That Batty Bell Crafts. It's an actual name with no numbers. Good job. But I do not currently sell finished helmets. I am hoping to, again, set something up with him where I could offer them, sort of through my store. But, yeah. Hopefully that answers that question when my response eventually catches up with your question. So, currently no, but I would like to. I don't personally finish them anymore, but, caveat to that, again, I have decided that every month through my Patreon, which is, there's a link just down below, or if you're on Facebook, it is patreon.com/soloroboto. Surprise, surprise. Every month I'm going to be giving something away. This month I'm giving away a Winter Soldier arm, one of the kits of my Winter Soldier. If we hit $600 between now and the end of the month in donations, I will bump that up to a finished chrome-plated arm. Finished chrome-plated harness, the works, the whole finished thing. If you see that little bar right there on Twitch, on Facebook, there's no bar that I'm pointing at, probably just empty space. That is our progress so far. Because this month I'm doing it jointly between Patreon and Twitch. Every dollar you tip on Twitch counts as an entry. So if you throw me a dollar, you've got one shot at winning. All the names will get thrown into a hat, like one little slip for every dollar you give. On Patreon, that counts double. Every dollar is two. And I'm going to be doing this every month. So sometime in the next couple of months, next few months, I'm going to be doing one of these guys. I'm going to give one away, and we'll do the same sort of thing. If we hit a certain goal, a number I haven't decided yet, but if we hit that fundraising goal, I will actually paint and finish one of these and give it away. It'll be... I swore I would never paint another one of these again unless I kept it for myself. I do not have one of these. This belongs to a friend. And, but yeah. So that's my one sort of possible caveat to the no, I personally don't. I am going to possibly finish one more as we get closer, probably to the movie. I'll probably time it with that. And I'll do the whole process of casting it, cutting it, finishing it, doing all this stuff on the stream, so it'll probably take me about a month, doing it a couple times a week. Hopefully that answers those questions. But Kit was mentioning behind me, that's the second pointing down again, over behind me back here is, I can probably show this. Well, I can. Is this. This is a alginate cast of the Winter Soldier, and is currently super wet. That's why it's bendy. It's alginate. Alginate is the stuff that gets used to um, making like molds of your teeth and stuff. um, yeah, okay. Yeah, Will's helmet is actually really close. It's amazing how close my helmet is to Will's helmet, considering we made them in literally different states at different times. But yeah, his is one piece. Mine gets sold as one piece, but it's designed to get broken up and made into two. But it comes as a single piece. You have to do the split yourself. It's not hard, though. But, I'm going to see. I'm always hesitant to actually super glue things like clear acrylic, because if it decides to off gas just a little more than normal, it'll instantly frost this whole thing. So I'm going to do what I've been doing. Do it with hot glue. Good old-fashioned hot glue. Also means if for any reason I need to get back in there and like take it out to clean things or get to the lights, it's a little easier. There we go. since these do practically friction fit in place, really doesn't take much to get them to stay. Now I just have to get this to line up. Aww. Maybe it was the problem. I wonder what were you running that was eating up bandwidth or whatever? There's also, down here on my end, it says we're actually up to 22% dropped frames. Although if you guys are seeing no more buffering, that is the main thing. We'll go off what you guys actually see. Oh, you stay right there. This is where, I don't know if you guys have seen the, I also feel like I just missed somebody falling. I'm sorry if I didn't catch that. Thank you, whoever that was. I heard the noise. I didn't set your name, though. You seen the hack where you chop the end of the glue gun off and put one of those needles for like inflating basketballs and stuff on there so you can make hot glue out of a tiny needle applicator? I feel like I actually need that now. Alright. You all can be jealous of my insanely awesome X-Acto knife. Because pink is a manly color. Also, who cares? I intentionally bought a pink one. I'll say it's because it was cheaper. Well, that is technically accurate. It's mainly because I can find it. But yeah, actually, back to that blue gooey alginate mess I was just waving around. It's an alginate copy of the Winter Soldier arm, and the reason it's made out of alginate is because alginate is activated when you mix it with water, and so for that reason, normally when you normally you use alginate to do life casting, making a mold of somebody's head or their hand or something, because it captures a ton of detail, it's flexible, it's cheap, it's non-toxic. All good things. It's also really fast, easy to use. But normally you have to make your casting out of that mold really fast because it's not good for very long, because since it's catalyzed with water, usually like this stuff is mixed 5 to 1, 5 parts water to 1 part alginate. This is one of the smooth-on versions. I forget what the name of it is. It's a liquid version of alginate, so it mixes up much thinner. And if you're careful with it, you've got a really cool working time. I'll do a whole write-up on this stuff later. But as soon as it's done, it starts to dry out. It starts to literally sweat. That's like when I picked it up, my hands got all wet because the water is leaving the alginate, and over some period of time, all of the water will leave. But as the water leaves, it shrinks, and it shrinks uniformly, which means you can use alginate to shrink props, or shrink castings anyway. Then you make a new mold, and you have a smaller piece. So, in the next couple of days, that arm is going to shrink down to lady-sized, and I will remold it, and I will have, hopefully without too much additional work, a smaller lady-sized Winter Soldier arm. Need a little more glue in here. That's the reason I like hot glue. We do that. I still think I need to look at why I'm dropping so many frames, because down here I'm seeing like we're up to 24%. That seems really high to me. We started out at 4. I don't think that's just like a straight numerical over the course of time. Like it just keeps going up. And that can't be right. So I will look into, after the stream is over, what's going on. I think most likely culprit is actually the Wi-Fi connection on this guy. I should try and figure out how to get a wired connection down here into the garage. Assuming I can find... Once upon a time I had like 200 feet of Ethernet cable, if I can find it again. Actually I have one thing I might be able to try. Stand by, everybody. We're gonna see what happens here. Let's see if I do this. Let's see if anything changes on anybody else's end. Pulling out that extra hot glue stringiness. So once I close this up, there won't be any getting back in here without pulling things apart. Really? You're loose again? So, oh booger. Wow, we are way, way behind in chat versus where I am. Since I just saw a comment responding to my pink tool for ladies, which I feel like was a while ago. Alright, there we go. That'll do it. Alright, cool. So I've got front lenses in. Success there. Oh. Wow, Facebook full and disconnected on me. So, I wonder if that's got anything to do with it. You know what? I'm going to apologize to Facebook again. So it has been up. We hit my hour mark. That's usually what I do. So those of you on Facebook who are watching, if you'd like to keep watching, hop over to Twitch. Again, the link is in the comments on my post earlier, on the picture of Starlark, so the one just below this. Or it is twitch.tv/soloroboto. Head over there and join in on the conversation. Follow me there. There's actually a lot more chat going on over there right now because people keep cycling through. But I'm going to end the Facebook chat since I can see it that literally shut down and came back. So I'm going to suspect the stream over here may be to blame. It's alright, Facebook. Head to Twitch and we'll keep going there. Thanks for watching. Alright, Twitch, let's see if that helps any. Sometimes it makes a difference, sometimes not. I'm waiting to see if this dropped frames number actually, like, if the percentage goes down. I feel like it should if I'm dropping fewer frames and we're still broadcasting. Alright. So this is the part that is fiddly and annoying. I'm not sure how Risu does his. These lights are much thinner than the ones that I had. So with mine, what I was able to do was essentially wrap it around the lenses and drop everything in place. Looks like that will still basically work. Oh, we're a little short though. And then I should be able to, hey, there's Moo. Glue that in place. Can't do. Gotta figure out what looks best here, since before you couldn't see through this, so it was a little cheatery. Ooh. Got the garage door cracked here, and it smells like rain. Man, I never thought that I would be frustrated by bendier lights. These ones are really bendy. I would even say flimsy. Oops. This eye does not want to stay in place. This eye is a jerk. Yeah, I can't do that. Okay, let's just get you in there. Seem to be having some fairly sizable technical difficulties with the stream today, which I do apologize for. I'm gonna have to look into this. I was optimistic that new computer hardware would just sort of solve those problems, but it may be more related to our internet and that stuff than I was aware of. On the plus side, I'm not getting any full-on warnings this time. The other day I tried to turn the resolution up a little bit, and my broadcasting software gave me these giant yellow warning boxes telling me that I was not able to do that, and that I needed to stop. So, this is obviously the really exciting portion of this. I totally agree. And we are actually very close to the next goal of buying better equipment. 250 bucks a month. We're, what, I don't know. We're at 144 right now? That's what, I mean, that little guy up there, that $144 there is what's over on Patreon. It'll also track what's here on Twitch. But yeah, if we just, I wish I could just buy more gear, but just getting a computer that works, and now my other computer is like completely, possibly completely shot again. I can't just go buy new cameras or get a new router or whatever. Those things cost money. Real cash money. So, alright, the way I think I'm going to do this is the way I was sort of planning, which is to wrap this around. You gotta be careful with all that hype. Moobot might yell at you. Let's do that. Alright. So I'm going to see if, right, I keep forgetting that all this stuff is still tied together. I'm going to see if this crazy idea actually works. Hopefully it doesn't look terrible. I might need to grab the compressed air for this, because I don't have the patience for this. I'm also doing this backwards. Hold on. Restart. Do over. Do over. Alright, yeah, I haven't noticed the. I think we actually are slowly dropping in terms of percentage of drop frames and stuff. So latency should be a bit better. Um, I realize, I think our router is coming up on like 8 years old, if not older. Kind of a long time. It might not be able to keep up with modern technology so much anymore. Especially with us actually, sending stuff out. I used to not care about the upload, I only care about the download. Alright, so let's see if I want this to go. That. Yes, yes, there we go. Alright. I'm just lining up wires and things so that they'll fit properly. Oh, that's hot. So, I'm just attempting to wrap the lights around these lenses so that they will stay in place. And give me a circle, and then I'm going to use the lights to glue those in place here to cover up the lighting. Because I need to have the blue lenses outside of the red LEDs, otherwise they defeat the purpose. And that's the whole point, is to have the blue between your eyeballs and the lights. I'm probably going to grab a paper towel or something and clean up the inside of these before I put them down, since I'm getting them quite fingerprinty. I do wish these strips were a little longer, but I also happen to know that you can only cut these at set intervals, so the next one is probably too long. So the other plus side to this is they might actually fog up a little less. Nice. Unfortunately, I can't actually clean this with alcohol, which is what I would like to do normally. For the same reason I was saying earlier, that alcohol will remove the, make the hot glue fall off and undo everything I just did, and that would be really annoying. I'm not going to do that. I'll just clean it normal. That's pretty good. Ooh, extra stuff. Panther. Black Panther? Yeah. Like the helmet we were talking about? That Panther? Ugh. See how long the actual delay is before I get an answer. Let's see. What does that look like? pretty good. So you see that? And I can still see through it. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty good. Alright, so I just gotta line that up perfectly centered. Make everything happy. It's not a problem, right? I can do that. But Black Panther, yeah, I'm not making that anymore. Sorry. I really, really want to. The helmet is super gorgeous. It is so pretty. And is 100% right up my alley. It is totally a project that I would love and would love to do. But I can't. There are so many people working on them right now. It would be a while before I could get to it. Um, and it's, I think I may have talked about this a little bit earlier, not today. Just that, I can't see, like, what am I trying to say? Uh, what am I saying? I've lost track. Black Panther. Sorry. Yeah. I would need enough people to buy one to, to make it worthwhile. And there are so many other people that are selling them right now, working on them, including my friend Sean Reeves. So Reeves just started on one, and he got a 3D print from somebody, and it looks very good. So it'll probably come out very nice. So much as I would love to, I simply can't afford to, which is sadly the way that things are right now. But I would love to do it. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty helmet. So sorry I got your hopes up, but yeah, it's not a smart thing for me to do right now. That's basically what it boils down to. Sometime in the future, though, I mean, that could be one of those. There's a couple of goals on the Patreon of. Oh, which reminds me, yeah, the other first goal, we just hit the first second goal technically, but the first big one. Now we hit $100 a month on Patreon. Thank you, people on Patreon, if you're watching. You're obviously super awesome. And we hit $100, which means that starting next month, once everything goes through, I will be building something exclusively for Patreon. So I've got to put up. We've got to start voting on that. Got to start a post, and everybody who is a supporter has got to pick what they want to see. Well, see me make nothing too crazy because it's only $100 a month. So yeah, I'm not making Black Panther on $100, unfortunately. But I do have another goal on there of I think $750, somewhere in there. I just reformulated everything, and I was very sleepy, so I don't remember exactly. But there's another goal up there, and if we hit that, I can make a helmet. I've got a couple of things I'd like to do. Like I have some stuff that I've always wanted to do, but a lot of it is bigger builds, which means they would have to be very slow. At $100, I couldn't do them all at once. I would be like there's this Dr. Fate helmet idea that Kit and I had. Yeah, Kit wants to see Fate. So we have two ideas for how to do Dr. Fate. One is gold chrome, because no one has actually done that, and we happen to know somebody who's pretty good at chrome. And The other one, I'm just cleaning these lenses a little bit, trying not to scratch them. Cool. The other thing that we would like to do, or the other way we could do Fate, is to do it the way I did Cosmic Rod, the Cosmic Staff, Rod, whatever. Slush cast it out of translucent resin, paint it clear gold, and light the entire thing on the inside with an LED matrix so we can make the entire helmet glow. That's the other dream way to do Fate. But both of those, time intensive. The LED one, actually both of them, money intensive. So that's something that couldn't happen in a single month, much as I would like to. That's just too much. So I'm gonna put it up to a vote. I can either slowly chip away at something for a little bit, or if we pick something that's a little more within the realm of achievability on the short term, try and knock one out much quicker, Volton Prop style. Although most likely the winning scenario will be the somewhere in between, um, slowly working on things. Hopefully not too slow. Gluing stuff to other stuff. So, I would really like to see how they actually did this in the film, because while this is, I think, more accurate than mine, the photos that I have still indicate that that grid should be black. And the eyes look, this sort of green color. So this is what they look like on one if you're just looking at it in person. I took this photo at San Diego last year. So that's the helmet. And that's the eyes. And you can see there's like this, this blue sheen to it, and I believe it is probably the second lens behind. And you can also kind of make out, if the camera would focus, that there is the grid there, and the grid is black. So I do suspect that it's actually, my guess is that it's printed. That weird, I don't know what you call it. It's like laser printer that you can put on objects. My guess is it's that. That weird sort of black tonery stuff that builds up on things. My guess is they did that to the front lenses. Ow, hot, hot. That's really hot. Don't do what I just did. Ow, stick your finger straight in the hot glue. That's the other thing, is that in the photos that I have, you cannot see these lights. So I suspect that the way they're done, ow, that glued more to my finger than to anything else. Oh, hey, is that they built, sort of like an internal socket type system, and one set of the front lens gets dropped in, the lights sit far outside of that, recessed out of view. And then, I did this backwards from the other one. Whoops. That's okay. make sure my alignment is still correct. Yeah. Because technically these lights shouldn't be right there on the edge. They should be like back here, so that just the light catches that edge, and not the actual. You shouldn't be able to see the light bulbs. No, they're not technically bulbs, but you shouldn't be able to see the actual emitter. You should only just see the light itself. I'm finding myself wishing more and more today that I had done that little hot glue gun hack. So maybe I will at some point invest in getting a second cheap glue gun and treat one of them with that. Do a little air inflation needle thing. So I accidentally wired one of these with the wire on the top side, one on the bottom. Oh, that's right. You do have some of the little ones. I might possibly steal one of the little ones from you. That would be perfect. You don't need a lot of hot glue. Because I keep kind of wishing I had just like a little bit of hot glue. Alright. Oh man, visibility is so much better than with the red lenses. That does look pretty good. Especially if I throw a new battery in here and brighten these lights up a little bit. I think they're just underpowered. And you can see straight through, yeah. I mean, you're just like, it's like you're looking just through blue. You don't notice the lights at all. There's no difference. Oh, unlike the other one where you just went blind. That was much better. I think America is going to be very happy with that. Alright, now all you gotta do is hide these wires. And by hide, I mean try and shove as much out of the way as I can. There's only so much you can do. Since I did not chop them short. But there is fortunately a lot of space in this helmet where your face does not go. That's always the trick, is finding somewhere to put things that is not where a face is supposed to be. In hopefully as orderly a fashion as possible. I try to make these things as user-friendly as I can. I'm using a wet sponge here to get my fingers wet before I stick them in hot glue. So no, I'm not just shoving my finger in more hot glue. And this is a can of compressed air upside down. There we go. Now that hot glue is not hot. And I just put all that glue over the also over the joints that I was having trouble with the heat shrink on earlier. So it serves the double purpose of holding it in place and also should the heat shrink fail or anything. They're also not insulated in hot glue, which is, plastic. So no electrocuting anybody, no worrying about water. But Brandon asked earlier, Weirdo was asking about end of last stream, building the computer. Yeah, not good actually. um, Several hours later from when you left, I actually don't know how much later after you left, but by the end of the night, I basically was out of, I still didn't have a hard drive, but I decided to, finally do the smart thing and try and put everything like actually powered on and see how it went. And turned out that my motherboard was bad. We had a couple of bent pins, and only half the memory would show up, so I couldn't install the memory properly. So I had to return it. So I think that was yesterday. Yesterday I drove a couple hours. Newegg happens to have a warehouse here in California, so it's at least possible to do things like returns. Although that's this fun situation of I have to return it for a refund. They still have to process it for like a week. So to get one the same day, what I had to do was buy a new one, set up for will call, and also take the return and go out there with the return, drop it off, and grab the new one. So that was a fun day. Not really. Because by the time that they actually got back to me, I could go get it, I got to sit in lots and lots of traffic. It is LA. There's always traffic in LA, but this was pretty bad. So anyway, got a new motherboard. New motherboard's in there. It works. They claim that they have gotten my return. Obviously, I handed it to them. And they are working on the rebate or the refund, and I'll be getting that. So it should all be working out. I'm just waiting on getting my Windows 10 set up because I forgot that I need an operating system. So I'm currently running Windows 10 unregistered. I just have to track down or buy a new copy. Just haven't done it yet. Get that guy set up, I'll be good to go. So there we go. I think that is pretty set. Boop. Obviously, you can't see anything because it's on my face, but there we go. Yeah, some bright lights. That looks pretty good. I've got the single ring lights the way you're supposed to. Right colors and everything. Yeah, that's looking good. They glow pretty well. And you can see, I think that's the main thing America wants, is to be able to see finally. So you can have the helmet on and see at the same time. Alright, cool. So I have my switch, other light still works. That guy. For whatever reason, I'm one of the very few people that puts that light in there. I don't know why, it's not hard. There we go. This guy's done. There we go. As I leave that off. So, alright, there we go. Star-Lord helmet. Assembled lights. All done and assembled. Hooray! Not much cleanup. Just got a couple little bits of smuts that I will wipe off with paper towel again. Nothing to even show up, so I think we're pretty set here. Use a plastic tool is probably safer. So I think I am all set here. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Thank you for donating. Again, that Winter Soldier thing is running all month. All it takes is $1 to get a chance to win a Winter Soldier arm. That can be either one of the ones that I have, or again, I'm working on the new lady one. Stuff's right over behind me. Next stream that I have this weekend will actually be me working on the new Lady Soldier stuff, the new smaller Winter Soldier arm. Not just for ladies, just I like calling it the Lady Soldier because I'm a weirdo. So, thanks again for watching. I'm gonna do the usual and give 60 seconds or so for the stream to catch up with what I'm saying. Say goodbye to everybody, and ask all to join me next time. Whenever that is, I am still working on setting up a schedule, trying to get in touch with all the other guys who have streams so we're not stepping on each other's toes. Tonight was a pretty good time. I might stick with this one again. We'll see. If you do have opinions on what's a good time to stream, feel free to chime in below. I believe there's actually a section down, like right over there now. There's the feed, and I believe you can actually comment on that stuff. If not, send me a message. That works too. I'll take everybody's opinions into consideration. Otherwise, all right, everybody. Thank you very much. And until next time, thanks for watching.